Hey, it's Adam the LED guy. Special time of the year. Lights everywhere, covering people's houses, people looking to me to make decisions, and I've got two important products here. Little history. Like when you did bushes 20 years ago, there were no net lights. Like you couldn't just lay this big mesh on top of it. You had to route the wire all through it, and maybe it looked okay and maybe it didn't. Then they came out with these net lights, so easy to put on. You just got to figure a way to attach it. Now, these two companies take those net lights to the whole next level, okay? You know those progressive commercials where it's like, don't be like your parents. Don't complain about the old days when you had to route all the lights. Don't complain the old days when you had net lights that could only do one color. Now you've got net lights that can do an infinite amount of things. And I'm gonna compare the Twinkly versus the Govee. And I gotta tell you, there's a lot of online debate. And I gotta tell you, there's a lot of online debate about these. People pretty much not happy with them. And I'm gonna show why they should be or shouldn't be. I don't know, because I wanna test it myself and be like, are these legit complaints or not legit complaints? And then Govee, does it really deliver the experience that you're looking for? Because the marketing pictures always look perfect. But what happens when you put it on an actual plant? I don't know, but you're gonna find out. So I'm gonna unbox these as I'm explaining the features about them. So the Govee net, I bought the 4 foot by 9 foot. It also comes in a 4 foot by 6 foot. It is a flexible LED grid with 260 mappable LEDs on the 4 by 6 or 480 in the case of the 4 foot by 9 foot. It is compatible with your smart home, whether that's Google, whether that's Amazon. It's IP44 rated, okay? So that plug, you really need to protect the plug. You need an IP65 to keep that sucker up year round, but for the winter, you're probably okay. It does have 64 preset scenes that you can do. They claim high density pixel, only like 2.5, 3 inches in between each bulb. So we'll see how that looks. There are AI generated lighting effects, but they don't do animated GIFs, okay? And I think one of the cool things about the net lights is you want to be able to do some animation. But if you want to throw a picture, that's fine. But if you want to just throw an image up there, that's probably fine. The net light itself is IP65, but the adapter is not, so it can't be immersed in water. So you don't want a spot where snow's going to collect on it, even though you're probably going to get away. It's probably not going to be a problem. You could get water in there over time. It could corrode it. It's probably not going to short it out. There's a 13-foot long power cable with this, and you cannot attach multiple sets in series, okay? You cannot attach multiple sets in series. So if you plug in one, you need an extension cord to run that one. You plug in two, you need 2 extension cords, okay? It's the nature of the beast when it comes to being able to put these on. If you look at Amazon, they have 4.5 out of 5 stars from 100+ reviews. And here's what the customers are saying. Customers appreciate the string's lights design and easy setup. They find the software user-friendly with lots of available animations and graphics built in. The lights are bright and visible from a distance. Many customers are satisfied with the functionality and value for the money. However, opinions differ on the design option and overall quality. Well, let's see if that's true or not true. Because if you get a boomer doesn't know what they're doing setting it up, or you get a tech agnostic Gen Z or Gen Alpha, who knows? All right, so let's talk about the Twinkly net lights as I'm opening them up. It also has an LED grid. Okay, one of the unique things about the Twinkly set is that they claim it will easily adapt to irregular and large surfaces. Well, I have not heard anything online saying large surfaces. You can map every single LED in here. That is a unique function to Twinkly. It offers 16 million different colors. It is weatherproof and has IP44 rating on that. Again, IP44, not waterproof, splash resistant. Okay, so you need to watch out for the power adapter and cable. Keep it as protected as you can. If you're going to just do it over winter, maybe not so bad, but it could corrode over time. You can combine with other Twinkly devices to create one large LED canvas. You cannot do that with the 2nd generation of Govee net lights. You cannot do that with the Govee products. Now, it is smart home compatible. The Twinkly is smart home compatible, so set it up with Amazon or Google. Now 14 Amazon reviews, which is not a lot. They have 3 out of 5 stars, claiming it's too small. We're gonna see if that's true, not true. All right, so they're out of the box. I wanna show you what they look like unfurled. My studio is too small for this, so I'm gonna go downstairs in my living room, unfurl these bad boys, let you see how big they are before we put them on any vegetation in the front yard. What's funny is I put the twinkly lights in the Govee box. All right, let's see what these look like. Okay, well, it's not the smallest net light I've seen. That's actually not too bad. Especially if you can chain them together. But okay, I mean, I think it feels like a decent sized net light to me. Take the Govee out of the twinkly box. Disconnect this power. Now again, I got the 9-foot version, and there is a 6-foot version as well, which is going to be closer to that, but you can't get, that's the only size you can get on the Twinkly. I didn't see a bigger size. And they're what, 100 bucks a curtain, 90 bucks a curtain. So you need a lot of money to cover a lot of bushes with the Twinkly. I'm not sure I like the white visible. We'll see what it looks like on the vegetation. I like that this Govee, I like this Govee is green. Wow, this is, oh my gosh, okay. I can't even. That's a big net. That'll cover, I have this tree out front that I want to wrap. It's a unique tree. I'm gonna put this on it. Maybe it'll look pretty cool. I'm gonna have to use a single bush for this Twinkly one because it's not giant. I don't feel like it's too small though. Let's go outside and put them on. And then I can tell you what I think about both of them. Yeah, I said both. This job would be a lot easier with 2 people. I put it on, it falls off, and then I get the zip ties and zip tie the first corner on. Just makes it a lot easier. And actually I never did zip ties before, so I was really happy with how it turned out. But right here I realized it looks like Lloyd from Dumb and Dumber. Exactly his haircut. The little mushroom top bowl cut on top of my tree. But we'll see how it looks lit. Pretty easy to install. Just wanted to show you close up of how I zip tied it to the branches. Really easy. After this you can clip off the long ends of the zip ties, but it just goes right to the branch. No problem. It just essentially went and totally redeemed itself. That's enough of the bowl cut. Let's look at the installation of the Twinkly. Actually, what I liked about the Twinkly is it fits most landscaping bushes very well. The only issue is it only fits one bush, and they cost, $70 to $90 depending if you can get them on sale. So that's a lot of money. I don't like the way it looks during the daytime. The quote-unquote transparent cord and the bright, huge spherical LEDs are just too much. But you don't care what they look like in daytime. Let's see it at night. Okay, I'm just going to show the app setup. First, I'm going to do Govee. I go into this, hit the plus on the top. It automatically detects it. It'll connect. Once you do that, push the on-off button, rename it to whatever you want, change the plug to where it's oriented, add it to the internet, and then boom, you're in the app. You can start playing. Twinkly's a little bit more complicated because of the 3D mapping, but the beginning part's the same. Once you open the app, you want to hit the plus, add new device, and then it'll search for devices. Based on which one you have, you click the button, connect it via Bluetooth, it'll find it. Use your Wi-Fi, pick whatever network that you have. Once you pick the network, put in your password, it'll connect to that. It's pretty quick. Then you can rename your lights. Here I'm renaming them to Twinkly Net Lights because I have the Twinkly tree also. Rename it once you save it. Then this is part of the mapping process. So you need to map the lights. This is what distinguishes Twinkly from the Govee Net Lights. So it's gonna open your camera, it's gonna start mapping, it's gonna change the LEDs colors, and it's gonna record it, and then it's gonna know where every single one of those LEDs are based on how it's flashing. This is really cool technology by Twinkly, and
So it'll process it a little bit, it'll present it, it'll say, hey, does it look like the left or the right? If it looks like the left, then you need to repeat the steps. In my case, it did. So I'm just going to fast forward through this next couple of sections. And then finally, I got the random that I needed to. At that point, it'll finalize the layout. It'll show the map of your LEDs. You can save it, apply it, and then you can go into the app. It's time for the lighting. Okay, what I'm going to do with these next two sections is I'm just going to have the app running in the right side. I'm going to pick several of the different patterns and show real time what it looks like. So you can play in the app. The app has an absolute ton of options to choose from. And my granddaughter loves going in, changing it, picking the different ones. And so I'm just scrolling through these. You can pick ones that are fast. You can pick ones that are slow. And like, here's a rotating Italian flag, which happens to be the Christmas colors, which I thought was pretty cool. This one is really cool, nighttime, wintry feel with like, to me, like sparkling snowflakes. Twinkly really comes down to your imagination. Because every LED is mapped, you can see them matching right to left on the screen, and you can color each one of those LEDs individually. And there's just a lot of fun with the Twinkly. I think the Twinkly does energy very well. And they have a bunch of options that, man, I love this cotton candy one. It's just cool fading background with the white popping out. Anyway, I just think Twinkly really does a great job with the energy and the lights. That's something I just don't see from Govee. It feels like it has this organic nature that just pops more like a DJ, and it's just really fun. So this one, I think Dreamy Flow is my favorite. It's also very cool. But anyway, absolute mind-boggling number of options that you can do. So you're just gonna have to sit down, go through the app, play with it. Here's a 3D layout that you can see. Pick the lights, map the lights, pick the presets. It's up to you. You're not going to run out of options with a Twinkly, and you're not going to run out of energy. Now you can do base colors with the Twinkly if you want. Like you can just do blue or purple or pink. I mean, you can see all the colors here, or you can go to the wheel and pick essentially 16 million colors. So here's a little candy cane one, just having fun with. They call it Rotor. And then there's a bunch in the app that you can go and buy other lights, but I'd encourage you, spend some time in the app, have some fun. If you get bored, give it to one of your kids or your grandkids and let them play with it. Look at this, like even this, 24K, I just cool. But anyway, we need to move on to the Govee Net Light now. So let's close the book on the Twinkly and see what the Govee looks like lit. I have the slow rainbow, but I'm going to move to colors first with the Govee. I want to show you. There's a little bit of lag with the upload time from Govee. It's about as far from my Wi-Fi hub as I can get on my property. So I think that's why it takes a little bit longer from when I choose it in the app to when it actually shows up on the screen. But I'd say it's probably 100 feet, at least 75 feet from my hub. These are bubbles just like I have on my Christmas tree lights video, and the meteors, very similar, stars, pop in here on the net. Govee has a bunch of graphical options that I don't feel Twinkly has. They use it as kind of an 8-bit palette to paint on. So some of them are easy to see, some of them are not easy to see, but I'm just going to go through a bunch of options that you can see. What they say, 64 something pre-designed screens. I got Christmas bells swinging here left to right. I had the Christmas tree on there. You've got Santa and Rudolph just rotates around the bush. Kind of cool option here. You can see it has all these other holidays as well. Halloween and St. Patty's Day and Thanksgiving and pumpkin. Now, I'm not going to have this one up. There's a snowman right there. I'm not going to have this up for any holiday except for Christmas, but if you want to leave it up, put it in a window, maybe leave it, I don't know, you can leave it on a net. There's just a ton of options. Like here you can see it's going through a maze. Take some creative options here. Game controller, don't get it. I don't see it, but whatever. Let's try another tab called Animals. Let's see, White Swan. Yeah, that's kind of cool. Swan swimming across a pond. A camel? Camel laying down, maybe. So you've got flock of ducks swimming on the water too. You got a crocodile and an anglerfish. And then under life, you got a train. Oh, old Polar Express from left to right driving around. That is a bright red train. Heartbeat with a little EKG waveform in the background. That's really fun. That heart gets huge. The Grinch could use that. And then just white if you want it to just be white. Now you can use music mode. Here's me. I'm talking in the background, getting these to flash, but you can see you've got several options for sound sync, depending on what you want to do. Low energy, high energy, small lights, lots of lights. Take your pick. These are a bunch of AI designed options from users all over the world. So you can download them to your light set and just explore and see what's out there. I think some of them are pretty good. Some of them are kind of weak. You'll have to experiment and see. I mean, this sled, pretty clear, kind of cool. Rudolph, you can actually see his red nose. That's fun. But there's hundreds of them that people have uploaded. It says ho ho ho. It's got the Christmas. That's funny. And here, the finger sketch. I just wanted to show you. I drew I love you, and they have just a couple of extra lines. Let's go ahead and apply it. You can pick how it fades. You can pick how it moves. You can rotate your phone left. Pick every single LED color, whatever color that you want to color that LED. So if you want to get fancy and do it, go for it. You can do something just simple like a gradient and then draw over the gradient. So you can see what it looks like when you apply it. You can have it move left, right, up, down. Then you can go in, there's an AI bot where you can type in something. It likes to say, what does it say? Type in something. Oh, I use the talk function. Give me 4 circles. So I don't think it actually knows what a circle is because this happened. But okay. The image looks like the image. That's fun. Yeah, anyway, tons of options on the Govee as well. Just very different from Twinkly, depending if you're trying to do like 8-bit graphics or just slow pre-decided scenes. So now it's time for me to render my verdict on both of them. Okay, so I don't think there are going to be any surprises here. I like the way the Govee looks better when it's off and it's the daytime compared to the Twinkly one back here that is bright white. But I gotta say, I'm not a big fan of the 8-bit graphics. I really like how the Twinkly looks better at nighttime, but the Twinkly is limited in size. You can't cover something this big with a Twinkly net. So size-wise, the advantage goes to Govee, but I just like the nighttime better of the Twinkly. But if you want the graphics and you want to do some of that stuff, and I know I can program it and I can get it to look closer to something like this, but depending on what you're looking for, each has a different role. Each is a very cool net light and is eons ahead of what I used to use in the past. So pick your light, wear it, be proud. Did I say wear it? You're not gonna wear a net light. Your shrubbery is gonna wear the net light. Okay, we gotta work on your talking a little bit more.